Hi, Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. A little bit of a sort of quiet week, really, compared with the last three to 4 weeks. A lot of talk is obviously being made of this potential trade deal that's trying to be negotiated between China and the US. As yet, we sort of yet to see any sort of concrete details on that. A lot of sort of talk and rumblings that a deal has been done or a deal is very close. And it looks like President Trump and President Xi will now look to maybe have a meeting in sort of April time that will sort of coincide with the signing of a deal. Now, as discussed here before, I think both sides certainly need a deal. Certainly China does, in order to keep its sort of growth going. That has been revised down a little bit to around sort of 6 to 6.5. But certainly, China needs an outlet for their goods. And also the US needs it as well to keep their economy going as well. As President Trump heads into an election year in 2020, it's not going to be good for his re-election prospects if you've got a slowing economy and people are starting to be laid off. Also this week as well, we've got the Fed meeting. Now, while no one's expecting any change on rates, it'll just be interesting to see what sort of commentary comes out. Certainly the recent data from the US has been a little bit on the soft side, so it'll just be interesting to see what sort of commentary comes out from the Fed. Oil sort of creeping back, WTI back to just under $60 now. And again, just be very interesting to see how that sort of plays through. Potentially sort of production cuts, on the horizon, just to try and keep that price sort of up there a little bit. Getting pretty close to March 29th deadline now for Brexit. Theresa May has managed to sort of survive most of the sort of votes. Obviously had a few crushing defeats, but she's looking at trying to put her proposal back to Parliament. Interesting, the speakers come out and said, really there needs to be some sort of change. Otherwise, you just put a proposal that's already been rejected twice. So there needs to be a little bit sort of tweaking here, tweaking there. But certainly it looks like Parliament has finally realised that a deal does need to be put in place before March 29, and they're now working very hard to get a deal in place. Obviously, once it's ratified by the UK Parliament, it then has to be ratified by the EU Parliament, and that could be a whole new ballgame. So certainly Brexit's not over and done with yet. Here in New Zealand, obviously the country's still reeling from the terror attack at the weekend, and it's really sort of a little bit of a sort of surreal state at present. And obviously with the events in Christchurch, our thoughts are with the families at this trying time. So a couple of fixed issue offerings in the marketplace, and if you are interested in those, of course on 0800 867 323. As we head into the second quarter as well, KiwiSaver balances start to get a little bit more focus. Remember about that member tax credit. We're putting in the minimum amount to make sure you get the maximum amount on the tax credit. 1,042 and change needs to be put in the calendar year, which is 1st of July to 30th of June. And if you do that, you then get the maximum tax credit. If you're unsure on what that is, say call us on 0800 867 323. With interest rates looking to stay pretty low in New Zealand here, obviously there's still pretty good demand out there for income-related products. And if you're interested in discussing what's available, what options are out there, say call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles, and we look forward to speaking to you soon.